Close the studio door because I hear the stupid sports off. Hello, people. We're supposedly live, although I don't see it on my channel.
Do you try refreshing
Good
the
job,
page?
Propa. Why can't I see the live? Why can't I see live? Oh my God, could you guys be any louder?
Do you know how to work a doorstop, Krafa?
Live. There we go.
Oh,
now we're live. See, there we are. Welcome, people. We're just kicking this Feedback Friday off. I am Bill Allen, as you well know, because if you didn't know that, you would be dumb, because this is a channel named Bill Allen World. Not because I'm egotistical, just because I couldn't really think of a good channel name to encompass a place where I can just put all of my crap. And therefore, I just decided Bill Allen World. This is Matthew O'Malley.
Hello.
And Matthew is a student. And also, Matthew will be one of the cast members on Season 3 of D&D with High School Students. Hey, Ellen tuning in. Hello, Mr. Fenton Z. So, yes, Matt, now, Matthew, you were here kind of behind the scenes last year.
Last year for Season 2.
Yes, and you actually directed and did some crew
I directed a bunch of them. And then
yeah. So you kind of know how the show flows. What do you anticipate will be different about Season 3? Like, talk a little bit about what you think is going to be different about Season 3, or what do you expect to be some of the changes that are happening?
So to preface this, I've never played a game of D&D or any other tabletop RPG in my life.
Yes.
To preface anything I'm going to say.
Right. So you're a brand new newbie.
So like I understand kind of what it is after Gen Con.
Sure.
But
that's the other thing.
Yes.
All right. Well, finish what you're saying. Okay. So you understand what it is after Gen Con, but
like
you've never played.
I have never played, and I still have a lot of questions. And like, so are you talking about like the storyline? What's going to be changing?
I guess a little of everything. But before we jump into Season 3 spoilers for the people who are faithfully tuning in, thank you all. You went with us to crew for Gen Con.
I did.
Talk a little bit about that, because that was a experience, wasn't it? The good, the bad, everything.
Okay, so
what did you think of Gen Con first?
Okay, I've never experienced anything like that in my life. Never been to a convention. The closest thing I'm going to say I've ever been to something like that is I do Model United Nations. Mm-hmm. So it's, political RPG, right? That's how you describe it?
Yeah.
Think about
I would
it like
say
that.
Model UN is a lot like a very political, diplomatic RPG.
Okay, so I've been at like hotels with like 1,000 kids dressed in suits, like very nerdy things like that. But I have never like been to Gen Con. I've never seen people do cosplay. I have never seen... I thought this was like a D&D convention because that's all I know. No, there is so much more. Just it was it's just something I've never experienced, and it was really cool and really interesting. There was definitely a lot of cool parts, definitely some weird parts, but it was it was a lot of fun.
Weird parts like the amount of people dressed up in different costumes.
Like the guy who asked me to help him, you weren't there. It was me and Garbars in the hallway, or it might have been me and Heather. I don't know. And this guy's putting on a tin, like, I can't describe it. Okay, so you know the duct things that you put in your attic?
Yes.
Like silver things? So he had those on his arms and his legs.
Like a robot.
Yes. And then he had this box, and it had suspenders, and you had to clip it to the back of your shirt. And he asked me to do it for him. Yeah. So I had to clip this box that, like, barely fit on this guy. And he was like a robot and a weird scientist, and he had, like, puppet hands. I don't know. It was super – that was a weirder part.
Wow. All right.
The little pony, that was just kind of weird. The Ghostbuster My Little Pony.
There were a lot of mashups between like genres of cosplay. There were bronies who were doing there was a lot. So all right, but now Gen Con as an experience was all those things, right?
Yes.
Now, but specifically, you were on the crew with us.
Yes.
You were part of the official Gen Con live streaming crew. You were there 14 hours a day for 4 days straight. So what was that side of it like? What was it like working in the big stage room with the big streamers and the quote unquote celebrity game streamers? And then what was it like working in the little room and seeing the new games being unveiled in the smaller studio? Like, talk a little bit about that.
Well, so the big room was really cool because like everyone that bought tickets to that was like so dedicated to each show, and I didn't know anything about it. And like I would slowly, as the show go on, like start to understand it and like who these people are and what they do, and kind of like piece things together that you've told me, and then like things other people have told me, and that was really cool. I think my favorite part though was like, what was the lady in the purple hair? Random Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Lauren ran it.
Lauren ran it, and she was super nice. That was really cool. That's why I
Yeah.
liked working in that room, because she would like tell me all these things, because she was like really excited that I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
And then the small room was really cool because like the people would talk to me,
Mhm.
so like I could ask them questions, and then they'd let me like hold the things they bring in.
Yeah.
That was cool.
What would you think, just off the top of your head? What was like maybe the coolest or most interesting looking game or accessory or thing that you got to see being revealed?
Like visually, it was definitely top 5, but just like the overall like story in the interview, it was these two like, it was a twin brother and a twin sister, and they created this card game. And like they started it when they were in like 7th grade, like drawing the cards on note cards, and they've turned it into this huge thing. They have like a national championship. I could not tell you the name of the game, but it was like this fantasy and it's super simple. And like, I understood it just from them teaching the host.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that one was really cool. But then just like pure visual aspect was the Dwarven Forge people when they came in with the new thing that they unveiled.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
That looked the coolest.
Their stuff's very enticing.
Yeah,
so Gen Con was an epic adventure.
Yes.
Now let's get back to D&D with high school students, season 3. We're not going to spoil who else is in the cast yet. We've teased that out. So if you're a faithful and loyal follower and you've clicked that notifications bell button on the channel, then you probably know a few more spoilers. But let's just talk about your perspective.
Okay.
So newbie, you're coming into the game as a newbie. You participated in crew, but do you know what the term murder hobo is based on last season?
Like I've heard it thrown around. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take a stab at it.
Okay, take a stab.
Well, like I don't know if it was just Sean and Anna, but like they all seem to just like really just like screw everything up and like just do bad things.
Yes.
So I'm guessing someone got called like a murder hobo, either because they just kind of were like a group of vagabonds going around killing people and torching towns and causing trouble, or someone murdered a hobo.
That's a very no one murdered a hobo.
Okay.
But I think the first guess is pretty close. So the murder hobo term came around, I don't know, within the last decade in gaming, and basically was like an expression to describe a group of D&D adventurers whose first instinct is to like kill everything and loot it for treasure and then move away to the next town before the authorities get to them. Okay. Right? That's a murder hobo.
That's what I guessed.
So
something along
like
those lines.
They're basically homeless.
Yes.
They go around killing everything. And in some respects, we saw a lot of murder hoboism in season 2 because they did like, basically kill a lot of people and then
I just remember the one, it wasn't the final episode, but it was like that huge battle in the town that I set up. And then after they killed all the zombies and whatever they were fighting, after they killed all them, they like went into that church thing with the priestesses and the diamond was gone, or the crystal.
Yes.
I remember that episode. I remember. So that I could see, calling that cast murder hobos. Very realistic.
So Ellen says, don't be a murder hobo, dude. So here's the question.
Okay.
What do you, now we haven't done your character making session. So I don't even know the answer.
I read some of that book.
Yes. So thanks to the mysterious Mr. M who donated 3 Players Handbooks to us, students can actually do a little deeper preparation. Okay. What are your gut instincts right now? Like what kind of character are you thinking you might want to make?
Well, okay, let's take this back like to Gen Con. That's when I really started talking about it or like thinking about it. So like at first when I was like, I just want to be like a total badass. Like I'm like thinking
like a fighter,
like I want to be like a fighter. I want to be like smart. And I just want to be like totally badass. I want to fight people and I want to be fast and athletic and all these things. And I was like, then after Gen Con, I was like, it's so weird, like seeing like these people that like you totally would not guess them like play this character. And then they just like play the complete opposite of what you would have guessed. Yeah. So it's like, all right, like I'm going to try to like change it up. I just don't want to be, like a boy who's like can fight and it's just kind of generic. Right. So then I remember that before season 2, like even started when they were making their characters. Yeah. I was looking in that book, the player handbook. Yeah. And I saw a badass dragon dude.
Yes.
a Dragonborn.
Yes.
That's been very enticing. Then you said we could only do humans. So then I was like going back and thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm probably gonna have to be a fighter.
Well, that was
That was season 2. But then I've decided, okay, should I like say it or like what I'm thinking?
Say what you're thinking, because we're gonna do a separate video where we introduce the cast, and which is almost finalized. We almost have a lock on the cast for season 3. And then we're going to start making the session 0 videos where we go through the process. Because a lot of people gave us feedback. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you want to see that? I got a lot of feedback from people and comments from people saying like it was really helpful to see the character creation process, because when you're doing that with a newbie, like you can go through everything. So I think we're going to do that again, as long as people want to see that. So let's go ahead. What are you thinking? What's your gut instinct? What do you want to make?
Like okay, so I want him to be like super old.
A Dragonborn.
Super old Dragonborn.
Old.
He's like a wizard, mage. Like I want to be like an old wizard.
There are wizards. There are sorcerers.
Okay.
There are warlocks. Those are your main
magic people.
Arcane magic. But then there's also divine magic, which is like basically where you draw your power from gods.
That's a paladin, right?
A paladin is a divine magical warrior.
I don't want to be that. I want to just like straight up like
blasting
wizard.
Things.
I'm throwing fireballs out my hands, stuff like that.
So then you have a couple options. You could be a wizard. Wizards have the broadest access to arcane magic. But they use primarily the study of magic, the esoteric study of magic. So it's intelligence based, which is fine. But so Dragonborn get a bonus to charisma.
That's also something.
And warlocks and sorcerers use charisma to wield their magical power.
Oh.
So you might want to consider warlock and sorcerer. So what we're going to do...
Do they all like whip shit up?
They all have powers.
They all have, their hands. Like
it's pros and cons. So like warlocks have probably the most limited overall access to spells, but they have other things called invocations granted by the pact that they make with their chosen patron, and they have invocations and kind of special powers. I mean, you remember Trixie was a warlock, Anna's character, and she had a lot of spell blasting power and invocations and stuff that are cool. Sorcerers are just raw magical energy. My gut instinct is you might want to go with the sorcerer.
Dragonborn sorcerer.
Dragonborn sorcerer is a good option. A lot of people make those again because Dragonborn have that bonus to charisma, and sorcerers operate their magic through their will, which is their charisma, and that could be a good fit too.
I was also thinking, so I asked you, can you have like a pet? And you said yes.
Yes. So there are a couple different ways to have pets. They're non-magical pets. Like literally you could just buy a pet and use food and train it like any normal person would.
Can you train them to like fight? In some capacity?
With the right kind of training, and there are some proficiencies with like animal handling that would allow you to have better control or better influence. But there's also
restrictions on types of animals. What is this? Let me hear these.
Then there's also magical pets, which are typically referred to as familiars. So familiars can be pets that help a wizard or a warlock or a sorcerer with different things. And typically familiars also have some kind of bond beyond just like normal interactions.
That sounds dope.
And then
is this like a living animal or is it like a spell?
It's a living creature that you can call or dispel at your will.
Okay.
Right? Now the thing is that they could be mundane creatures, like a rat, or like Harry Potter, like a rabbit or a rat, or an owl.
The stag. That's what it is.
Right. Or you can have some classes, like, so for example, the warlock at a certain level with certain pacts and invocation choices, you can have a special familiar, which would include like a Quasit, which is like a little imp demon creature, or a pseudo dragon, which is literally a mini dragon that can fly around and stuff.
Like the dragon from Milan. Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
So that would also fit. Now that's warlocks, not sorcerers, but warlock might be a good fit for you if you're going with Dragonborn anyway, because they also get the charisma bonus.
Some of the books.
Let's see what people have to say.
What are the people who could shapeshift?
Druids. So and actually there are a couple comments.
But wait. So here. Dragonborn and Druid, are those like this? You can only pick one of those?
No. Dragonborn's your race. Druid is your class.
So I couldn't be a wizard then?
you could be a Dragonborn. You can multi-class too.
So I can be
That's
like
a little more advanced.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. No, I just want to be like this dope old wizard guy, pretty smart.
Right.
I'm not the fighter, but like I make the plans.
Okay, so Jonathan says it's good to watch the character creation. Hi, Jonathan. Ryerson Johnson says, I love the Session Zero videos, and it's helpful for newer players. Thank you, Ellen. Carrie says, oh, yeah. Scott says, I think it's been very beneficial to have a couple of somewhat experienced players like Beecher to help other players. Yeah, so it's not a big secret. You guys knew, if you watched the summer sessions, we told you that Beecher is going to be in season 3. He was like the bridge between the seniors who graduated. So you know that Beecher is going to be in season 3. However, Beecher he has chosen not to play Grimble in season 3, his dwarf. So he's going to be making
Of course,
a new
Beecher
character.
played like a dwarf. Oh my gosh.
I
got a name.
Grimble might come back though in future projects, but for season 3 of D&D with high school students, Beecher is going to make a new character. We also have Matt. So Matt's going to make, sounds like some kind of Dragonborn arcane caster, maybe warlock, maybe sorcerer, maybe wizard. We'll find out. Tony is going to be playing a bard. Now, Tony's never played D&D, but you've seen Tony because he's the guy lurking in the shadows playing guitar. So we're going to try to bring Tony in. Neely, who you have seen, she stepped in to play Max Abrahamson's character Drake in the last episode of the summer sessions. And Neely's been around because last year, well, Neely and Carl have been dating for a long time.
They're still dating.
They're still dating. So Neely is going to play with us. And then we have one more person.
Riley Egan.
Yeah, and Riley Egan said she'll play too. So we should have a nice party that's balanced with 4 newbies and then 1 Beecher who knows how to play.
And then 1 Beecher.
Yeah. So, I mean, Beecher is like the most experienced out of the new cast. Everybody else is going to be a newbie. So it'll be fun. But the other secret is, and I don't think I've said this yet.
I don't know.
Season 3 is starting at level 3. So everybody starting off is going to be at level 3.
Oh, you told me this in the car ride home from Gen Con.
Which opens up a bit more power. And for example, if say Matthew goes with a warlock and a certain choice of patron and invocations, he might have right off the bat access to a pseudo dragon or whatever he chooses to go with. So every character making session is going to involve their walking through the options, them making their choices with their race and class. The setting will still be New Wuf Otmai, the island continent, the Mediterranean climate of that we saw in season 2 and the summer sessions. So those are the only spoilers I'm going to give you guys, though. Sorry, I want to keep some things secret. But like I said, we'll do, and thank you for the feedback. We're going to do the session 0 stuff so you guys can be there and experience the character making thing. I'm also working on a couple enhancements for season 3 to make it a little more special, including possibly collaborating with some artists to do character portraits so that we can have those character portraits. I'm going to reach out to Luigi Manese. I think I said his name right, who did a magnificent job with the season 2 character drawings. You've seen those. Just amazing. So we want to reach out to Luigi and see if we can actually partner with him and pay him because his artwork is worth paying for to do that. So yeah, that's going to be coming up soon. So I have next week, while we're working on characters, I have some more crafting videos coming out in the Pink Foam series. So stick around because we have rocky sand desert terrain coming out soon.
Didn't you just do that?
Next week.
Didn't you just do
Yes,
desert?
but it won't be done until now. We shot it, but I have to.
Oh, you
have to chop up. They're like 7.
Oh my God! Those are all. I thought you were live for all of those.
No.
Oh my God!
There are like 250 gigs worth of videos that I have to chop up.
So much fun.
Yeah. Let me just address some questions because otherwise it wouldn't be a Feedback Friday. And then in like 3 minutes, I have to kill our live session and go to my study hall class.
Someone asked me a question. See, let's see how smart
How
I
do
am.
spell slots work when you're multi-class a warlock and other spellcasters? You know what, Andrew Townley? There are ways that it works, but I haven't done a multi-class spellcaster in a while, so I would have to look that up, to be quite honest with you. I know that the player's handbook does define how to do it, though. It's a give and take relationship when you multi-class. You don't get the complete class. You get certain things from each thing. Was Milo a land druid or a moon druid?
Wait, Milo, that was...
So that was Heather. So Fulfilled Bean, she was the kind of druid that had the wild shape that could shapeshift better. I can't remember which one's which. And I don't have a player's handbook.
Didn't she have Thornweb?
Well, anybody can have Thorn. Any druid can have Thornweb. But she picked the option where she could shape change. One of the druids, I can't remember if it's land or moon, can shape change to more powerful creatures at an earlier level.
Oh, like lions and tigers.
Right. So like any druid can shape.
Yeah, but they'd be like a bird or a rat or something.
But to like low challenge rating.
Yes.
Like a wolf. But like there's one of the two that I can't remember where they could shapeshift to more powerful creatures at a lower level. Jonathan said, I love warlocks and clerics. Cantrips are overpowered. Yeah, but fun. I don't think you pick a path until level 3. Yes. So as I mentioned, season 3 is going to start at level 3, which will up the game for everyone. Something you can do for fun as a warlock is have the DM play your patron and give you awkward side quests at fun moments. Oh, yes, Ellen. Oh, yes, we will. Some of you, this is a spoiler, though.
I don't even understand what she just said.
Okay, so in season 2, I foreshadowed a similar situation. I foreshadowed a bit of Trixie's patron stuff. But that will not be revealed until we meet up with Trixie again.
Wait, what?
I can't. Too many spoilers. I've never played D&D, but I would do anything to try it out. Well, Jacob,
find a Skype. You got Skype?
Yeah. go to meetup.com or look on Reddit or look on Craigslist or anywhere online, Facebook groups. There are people all over the world looking for gaming groups. And if there isn't one in your area, try physically going out to like your library, park district, local game store, comic book store, put up a flyer, let people know, put yourself out there. And then if that still doesn't work, then try hooking up with people on Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds and see if you could join an online game, because D&D and just role-playing games in general are amazing. They're amazing. Have wanted to play for years now. Scott, welcome, Matt. I think you're going to have a blast. There you go.
Scott's my new favorite.
Yeah, Scott, thank you for your support. Billy Green says, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Bard is greater than all other classes. Billy, your wish will be granted because Tony is going to make a Bard.
Is that the people who play music?
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, it's not just playing music. Bards could be, you could be like an actor, you could be a juggler or a tumbler.
If I had to put like my life on answering one prediction correctly, it'd be, what would Tony's D&D character be?
Yes. Well, and Tony kind of he asked me if there's that,
Yeah, of course, because he's going to be.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Fulfilled. Moon Druids have the better wild shape. That's what
that's
Milo.
Blue.
Yeah, that's what Heather was going for. And Jonathan confirms that. Circle of the Moon. Spoiler suspense. It's the Moon Druid. All right, you guys are all answering my questions, and I'm just getting caught up. I'm so bad at this. Sorcerers are spellcasters that can deal the most raw damage. So you might want to be that. And I think he's right. We're going to have to look at between sorcerers and warlocks, which one you would prefer. Hey, Dovahkiin Templar. Hello. Good to see you. DOD Spec Ops. I see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Lawful Neutral Paladin for the win. Paladins do whoop a whole lot of ass because they're like fighters with God empowerment. And Dragonborn can be very good paladins. But I want you to make what you want to make. And I think narrowing it down to a spellcasting wizard or sorcerer or warlock is going to be what's going to make you happy. Billy Green says, if you're going to play a spellcaster, I seriously recommend the Cloud of Daggers spell. It's awesome. So there's a spell called Cloud of Daggers where you could basically, like, say you cast it at the doorway to the studio. Anybody that walks into it is just sliced up.
Oh, that's sick.
So if you're being chased, you could, down. You go down a narrow hallway, you cast Cloud of Daggers, and then, and if they walk into it or out of it, like anytime they pass through the Cloud of Daggers, they take damage. Yeah, it's dope. That's a good pick. Sorcerers. A lot of people saying sorcerers, Matt. They got your back. Yeah, Scott, I do remember when they were called magic users, and sometimes the old age comes out in me, and I'll be like, yes, magic users. Before we had words like arcane and divine, magic user.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I remember trying to make magic users in first edition AD&D and just dying.
Like play Skyrim? Is that like a close game? I feel like it would be.
That's why Dovahkiin Templar invokes Dovahkiin, because he also plays.
Well,
Skyrim.
I want to be what are they? Argarian or the lizard people from Skyrim, because that's what I always used to play as.
Yes.
And you can swim for underwater for the unlimited time, and arrows can't hit you underwater.
So the closest analog to that would. Well, I don't know if Dragonborn would be that.
No,
there are also like lizard people.
Can you be cat people like the Khajiits in Skyrim?
Yes.
You can literally be a cat person.
Yes. There's a cat race that exists.
It's called a furry, right?
No. No. All right. Albert, come back. So everybody, this is Albert. He's not only he's not playing in the game, but he's been behind the scenes as well. He's part of the production crew. And so you'll see him when we shoot the behind the scenes stuff. You'll see Albert behind the scenes as well. And of course, Michael, who you'll meet when we do the meet the crew thing. Yeah. So they said lizard folk or dragonborn would be good. Tabaxi or Tabaxi, Tabaxi.
That's like a straight up lizard.
That's the cat people.
Oh, that's sick.
Really glad I tuned in just in time for the furry talk. Yes. Welcome, Kayla. Vladimir says, do Dragonborn get a special breath attack? They do. Ellen said, "Hi, Albert."
Wait, like I can breathe fire?
Not just fire. It's based on what dragon lineage you're from. So certain dragons do fire, others do frost, electricity, acid. Yeah. So we'll look at all of that and more later. But right now we have to tune out. So thank you guys for tuning into Feedback Friday and supporting us. Remember to click on that little bell icon to get notifications, because I'm uploading a lot more video now that school's back in session. And we're going to have a ton of behind the scenes videos, meeting the cast and crew, and also character making session stuff, all building up to the release of season 3. So stick around on the channel, that is. See you, Jonathan. See you, Ellen. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Billy.
Nice
Thanks,
meeting
Gary.
all of you.
Thanks,
Been very fun. Keep doing your good work.
Thank you, Ryder.